students, now I'm going to start chapter number 5 and the name of the chapter is Understanding Elementary Shape. Now this is an introduction video in which I'll discuss few important topics related to this chapter. Now see, the name of the chapter says Understanding Elementary Shapes. That means here we will talk about few shapes, okay? Now our first topic is line segment. So, line segment is a part of a line which has two endpoints, and line segment has definite length. Like here, if I tell you to draw 4 centimeter line segment, suppose here you have started drawing and suppose up to this is 4 centimeter. Okay, it cannot be further extended like a line because line has no fixed point. So it can be extended further. So this is a line which has no fixed length, but a line segment has fixed length. Okay, it has one starting point and one ending point. It cannot be extended further. So this is called line segment. Now measuring line segment. Now how to measure the line segment? Suppose if I take a line segment, suppose this and this. Now can you tell me which line segment is larger? So by seeing we can identify that this line segment is larger. So this is our observation. Okay. By observation means by just looking at them we can identify that which one is larger. Okay, but we cannot always be sure that what is the exact judgment, what is the exact measurement, you know. If we draw the line segment like this, can you decide which line segment is larger? So the method depends upon the accuracy. So here we need ruler and divider. Okay. To get the accuracy, to get the exact measurement. See, divider looks like this. It is same as compass, but the difference between divider and compass is, in compass there is one hole here is one hole, but in divider there is two pointer. Okay, suppose this is the line segment. Okay, and at first what will you do? You will take the help of the divider to measure the length. So you will open the divider at first. Okay, so one pointer will be at the starting point and another pointer will be at the end point. Then leave the divider and place it on the ruler. Ensure that one end of the pointer is at 0. Okay, and read the mark against the other end point. Okay, suppose here it is. Okay, now see, here is 0. After 0 is 0.1, then 0.2, then it is 0.3, then it is 0.4, and in between 0 and 1 exactly here is 0.5, then 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. After 0.9 then 1.0, which is written as 1. So here is 1. So that means in between 0 and 1 there are 10 subparts. Okay, and each subpart of the division is a 1 millimeter of 1 centimeter. Okay, So again after 1 is 1.1, then 1.2, 1.3, then 1.4. Again in exactly in between 1 and 2 is 1.5. Then 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9. Then 1.9 after 1.9 is 2.0, which means 2. So here is 2. Okay, again in between 2 and 3, this is 2.5. And this is 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. This is 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9. Again 2.9 is 3.0, which is written as 3. Okay, see, that means this line segment is of 3 centimeter. Okay, so in this way we will measure the line segment. Okay, now we will talk about angles. At first we have right angles. Okay, right angle measure 90 degree. So this is the baseline. On the baseline, if you draw any perpendicular line, means a vertical line, then it makes an angle which is 90 degree. So this is called 90 degree and this is called right angle. If you check the opposite side, this is also 90 degree. So this is also right angle, this is also right angle. Okay, if you draw the angle like this, see, this also make 90 degree. That means on the baseline, if you draw any perpendicular line, then it makes a right angle. Okay, so it can be like this way also, then it can be this way also. So these all are 90 degree. Okay, now next we have straight angle. Straight angle measure 180 degree. Okay, so if I draw a line, see here, this is 90 degree. This is the perpendicular line on the base. So this is also 90 degree, this is also 90 degree. So 290 degree, 90 here on the right and 90 on the left. 290 degree make 180 degree. So that means, now if you check the opposite side, suppose if you extend the line here, this also make 90 degree and this also make 90 degree. So 290 degree makes 180 degree and it is from a straight line. That's why it is known as straight angle. So this is also 180 degree. This is also 180 degree. Okay, so it can be this way also, it can be this way also, it can be this way also. So these all are, since this is having two right angles, okay, and it makes a straight line, so these all are straight angle. Okay, now next we have complete angle. Now see here, 180 degree is double of 90 degree and complete angle is double of 180 degree. So complete angle make 360 degree. Now see, this is a straight line which is 180 degree. Now if you check the opposite side, this is also 180 degree. This is also 180 degree and this is also 180 degree. So 180, 180 make 360 degree. So the 360 degree means the complete whole. Okay, now let's discuss the angle with the help of clock. Okay, now suppose this is 12 and opposite of 12 is 6, this is 3 and opposite of 3 is 9. So it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11. Now suppose one hands of a clock is at 12 and suppose it goes up to 3. That means which angle it makes? It makes 90 degree. Now suppose it turns two straight angles. Straight angle means 180 degree. Suppose this is straight angle. Okay, and if you check the opposite side, See, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means here if you see, this is straight angle, this is also straight angle, isn't it? So 2 180 degree make 360 degree, and 2 180 degree means 4 right angles, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this complete turn is called one revolution. Okay, this complete turn is called one revolution. Okay, so if I tell you that one revolution, if I tell you one revolution means one complete angle. Okay, now when we can see this type of revolution, like when the hands of a clock move from one position to another position, it turns through an angle. Here we can see the angle, isn't it? Now suppose if a hands of a clock starts at 12, okay, it starts at 12, goes round until it reaches at 12 again. That means this way, isn't it? Now here, has it not made one revolution? Because if it moves like this full round, that means one complete revolution, isn't it? Now here if I tell you that hands of a clock starts from 12 and reaches up to 6, that means it is half of a revolution, because this is the complete revolution and this is the half revolution. So we can write half of a revolution. So complete revolution, see here, one complete revolution means 360 degree, isn't it? Now half revolution means it makes 180 degree. So it is, if you cancel zeros, 18 ones are 18, 18 twos are 36. So it's half of a revolution, okay? And half of a revolution means 2 right angles. Okay. Now next. Now suppose the hands of a clock start moving from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, okay? And what we have to find? We will have to find that what fraction of the clockwise revolution it is. Now see, full revolution is 360 degree. And here we have got an angle. Which angle it is? 190 degree. So since 190 degree, so 90 degree, it's 90 degree upon 360 degree. So 0, 0 if you cancel, 9 ones are 9, 9 fours are 36. So it is 1/4 of a revolution. Okay, so that means revolution means one complete revolution means 360 degree. Now suppose the hands of a clock starts from 12 and it reaches up to 6 o'clock. We will have to find what part of the revolution it is. Revolution means a complete angle, means 360 degree, okay? Now we will have to find the what part it is. Now see, one straight line means straight, it forms straight angle. So straight angle means 180 degree, isn't it? So what part of the revolution it is? Full, one complete revolution is 360 degree. So, and since it makes straight angle means 180 degree. Now if you cancel zeros, so 18 ones are 18, 18 twos are 36. So it is 1/2 of a revolution. Okay. 1/2 revolution means 180 degree, because revolution means 360 degree, one complete angle. Okay, and when you will have to find that what fraction of revolution it is, that time you will have to check that what angle it makes, okay, out of 360 degree, and then we will find that what part of the revolution it is. Okay.